Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, Hunter, welcome back to the Baseball Hut, and hopefully you like this video. And hit that subscribe button. So this video is not going to be a very long video, but I just wanted to get a rumor out there for you, because I try to get rumors out. There is a third baseman in Pittsburgh. You may not be aware of him. You might be aware of him if you're baseball fans. I know you are. Brian Hayes is the son of Charlie Hayes, who played for the Phillies and the Yankees back in the 90s. Well, there's a problem in Pittsburgh. And isn't that the truth? They haven't won since 1979. They really have not been relevant really since Barry Bonds was there. I mean, they had that run about 10 years ago. But they're a terribly run organization. And it comes from ownership down. It's really more from ownership. The real ownership problem, the owner doesn't want to spend any money. He doesn't want to do that. He brings these players in, and when they get the free agency or close to it, he gets rid of them. Garrett Cole was one of the guys that he got rid of over the years. And, well, there's a problem with Hayes. And that is, he is not too happy by, and his father, Charlie Hayes, they're not too happy about how he's being coached offensively. He did not have a good year this past year. I think he hit 233. 2 years ago, he hit 271. He's a tremendous defensive third baseman. A tremendous defensive player. And as you know, if you don't know, there's issues with Pete Alonso that he might not be coming back. Now, I bring up Hayes for a very specific reason. Now, he's not a big-time offensive force at all. But he sort of falls in line as a defensive player that David Stearns likes. He has a contract. Believe it or not, he's got a contract that takes him to 2030. So he's got 5 more years on his contract with roughly about $49 million. I believe he makes $7 million this year, or $11 million this year, or next year, something like that. So money-wise, he's not crazy. Now, you have to give up a lot for him. And obviously, the Mets will have a spot open on their infield. He's much younger than some of the other third basemen we've talked about here. If the Mets were to bring him in, and if they lose Pete Alonso, well, you could just move Mark Vientos, and you don't have to do this sort of trial in spring training of Brett Beatty, Luis Angel Acuna, and a whole bunch of other guys. To me, it doesn't make any sense. Especially if you're trying to win a World Series or trying to get to the World Series. And defense is so important. It'll give the Mets a very good defensive left side of the infield with him and Francisco Lindor. And that is something the Mets should consider doing. Now, what would it take? Well, the Pirates have a lot of issues. Their pitching's not a problem. They would clearly want some offensive help. You could think about maybe trading Jeff Williams in a deal like that. Possibly Drew Gilbert in a deal like that. Possibly Ryan Clifford in a deal like that. Probably particularly Drew Gilbert because he's so close to the major leagues. But obviously, I have to sit down and look at it, but and see what they have and what they need. But the Pirates are an interesting situation because they have the best young pitcher in the game in Paul Skeens. Won the Rookie of the Year last year. In all likelihood, he's going to win a Cy Young at some point. He is just a horse, He's a guy that's going to lead the league in innings pitched. He's just a great, great pitcher, even at his, inexperience. He's a great college pitcher. And obviously, and they have a very good pitching staff. But they are a team that really, like I said, the problem with them is they have no leadership in terms of the owner. So they kind of hamstrung themselves from the very beginning when it comes to being a great team. And as long as that owner owns that team, and they have so much going from it, the great tradition of the Pirates, the ballpark is beautiful, and it's a great city. They love the Pirates, really. And to see them not have an owner that doesn't care, it's terrible. But as Met fans, it is not the worst idea. And you could really, and he's not going to cost a lot. So even if he doesn't work out, you can move him. And he's young, still relatively young. He's 27 years old. So there's a lot of good things here. Now, Michael Kay of the S Network and formerly the day the afternoon drive show on ESPN. I guess he suggested that the Yankees go after him because obviously they need some help on their infield as well. And the Mets and the Yankees, they could both make a deal here for Ke'Bryan Hayes. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. And he wouldn't have to be, at least with the Mets side of it, he doesn't have to be a guy that is, a big run producer. I mean, the big thing would be with him is a guy that is a great defensive third baseman, and his wins above replacement is extremely high for a guy that's a 258 hitter. And that's all on the defensive side. In 2023 and 2022, his wins above replacement was over 4, and he won a Gold Glove in 2023. This past year, I think it was under 1 because he had such a terrible offensive year, and he didn't play so much. But he's a right-handed hitter. He's not a high on base guy, but he, like I said, he provides the thing that David Stearns really respects, and we know how much defense means so much to him. So I just wanted to get that rumor out. I mentioned him in a membership video yesterday. So I saw this pop up online. I looked it up. And that was kind of interesting for me to talk about here. So that's why you need to be a member. Also been getting complaints about, I'll talk about it. I'm very open about it. About the whole idea of asking you to subscribe at the end of the videos. I understand where people come from. I won't do it on this video. But so many people subscribe to the channel. I mean, so many people come and visit the channel and they don't subscribe. And I'm going to keep track of the numbers. The numbers are enormous. How many people don't come in here? You have to subscribe. It's very important to me because then it expands the channel in terms of my pocket. This is a business for me in a lot of ways, mostly. And it's a great way to make a living on the side. It's a great gig to have on the side for anybody. I would mention anybody that likes to criticize, it's not as easy as you think it is when it comes to making these kind of videos. So just keep that in mind. But I appreciate all the time you take to watch the videos, especially you returning people. You like something that I'm doing here. So please hit the subscribe button. And again, thank you for watching this video. Have a good night, and I'll see you later.